confidentiality, integrity, and availability. SIEM, SIEM. Can you remember the full meaning? Information. Rent management. Yeah. Good. Nice one. You sent some assignments, right? Yes, yes, you did. Number nine, what is network port? You say network port is a logical communication endpoint on a computer or network device, right? You sent it now. Look at your phone. You know, study them. Interesting. Why you not study them? What you dey do? You dey breastfeed woman? I be the breastfeed pikin. You had all the time. The reason why I give assignment is so that you prepare ahead of the next class. I used to tell people, I heard this adage. I heard this adage. They say, when pikin wey get papa, and papa dey shout for am, dey correct am. The one wey no get papa, go dey do wetin? Go dey no, go dey learn. The one wey no get papa go dey learn. Go dey learn from as they dey train the one wey im papa dey train. As im ma no get papa, you grab. So road long. There are so many things you need to learn and catch up with. So at least the ones I point out and say, do these ones, grab, make sure that you do them. To really help you. Now we were supposed to jump this, but we have to do this now. Let's review assignments. So, which bodies in Nigeria set standard on how company handles personal data? We have Nigeria Data Protection Commission, right? Is it only this one that you saw? There's supposed to be, yes. Did you see anything like that? Okay. Data regulatory regulatory bodies in Nigeria. So we have the NDPC, and which other one? I think the guys that were doing assignments some few months ago, they also sent another one. I don't know whether it's still the same. Okay, some people even added NIIT in their own. Okay, let's go. What is HIPAA and GDPD? Yeah, where they were formed. HIPAA stands for Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act. So it is for health, taking care of health, ensuring that products or companies, they abide to health regulations, especially when it comes to science data of their patients. So, and it works in the US. Most times it's being used as a yardstick. Then GDP stands for General Data Protection Regulation. Supposed to be GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation. R, right? Not BD. So it was formed in 2016 by European Union. So it is for the Europe. It's an European Union body. So list out data destruction methods. We have data wiping, secure erasure. We have degaussing. Degaussing. You have to check these things in Google and check if some of them have images. So you go see it's not waiting to the top. Like this shredding now, we open that shredding picture so you see how the machine is. Then crushing, disintegration, pulverization, melting, encryption key destruction, physical data. In fact, let me shock you now. Let's assume that this is your storage, eh? And you come here and store your Bitcoin address. You want to, after a while, you want to throw away this storage or this drive, and you came here and deleted it. You came to, you deleted it. What actually happens is this file is still here. When you deleted it, you not go anywhere. Recycle bin, all those things now waiting that they use to deceive people, which is a normal way. So e no go anywhere. What actually happens is when you store a thing, an address is being pointed on where that thing is. When you delete a thing, that address is being cleaned off, meaning you don't know where that thing is again, but it's inside that place. And for you to find something inside a space of, just like as this place is dark now, and I tell you to find something inside here, it will be hard for you. But if we go ahead and store something like this, then point an address here. When you want to find it, you go and find it. When I say I want to delete this thing, what you're actually doing is removing the address. So you don't go anywhere. When you move the address, it is there. But it's just that you don't know where it is. The computer does not know where it is. That is when you say you don't delete. So that recycle bin is just all it did. It did. Everything did. What happens is this same space where this one did now, as you deleted the address, you cannot see it because there is no address pointing to where it is. So if another file comes, The computer can replace it here, can put it here with that same address. Then point address to this new one. Then another bigger file come, watch. It will cover this side. Another bigger file come. When you delete that one, it will cover this side. It takes great machines to uncover this one, uncover this one, uncover this one before getting to that first one that came in. And those processes are very, very costly because of it's not it is an expensive system and process. So anything you're looking for in space in that particular data is there. It's just that the address has been removed. So in your system, it will tell you space. The space has always been there. It's just that it's being recycled. When you bring new message, it will slap it on top of it. It keeps on replacing and replacing and replacing and replacing. Yes. Yeah.
Is it about let's talk about mm. If on our crossing, what are you really explaining here on this?
Okay. If we put this hard drive inside crusher and if we crush it, of course, digital space has been destroyed. Don't if you paper where they use send you important documents, you burn am, you can't recover it back. So if you just delete it and say you deleted it from, you don't go anywhere, it's still there. Exactly. So I just wanted to let you know that it's there, but it's just that your computer does not know where it is again. And you yourself, if computer don't know, you no go know. You don't know where it is. So it takes some tech systems or what do they call it? Technologies that can be used to replace. Now, why is it very, very hard to find it? I'm going to show you this. Let me show you what space actually looks like. Okay. Make the application open. Now I'll show you something. So while it's opening, number 4, you give it, you said difference between authentication and authorization. So authentication is a process of verifying a user's identity before allowing access to a system, application, or network. While authorization is a process of determining what an authenticated user is allowed to do, access, or do within a system. Number 5 is types of access control in cybersecurity. Don't forget all these things. That's why, please, when you go back, still study these things. Our this thing don't come out. Your own one. Figma is a designing tool. It's for designing, just like app Canva. Just like that. I have an account with them. Now, when I come to Figma now and I want to design a file, I have to log in. Looks like I've not logged in. Back to files, log out. It's not how it's supposed to be. Log out, log out, log in. Continue with program. Downloading something. 99. I just corrupted. Why will you use 29 and corrupt now? Okay, so show brief. This is, let's take this as a storage. Hmm? I'll come if I want to design. Let me make a simple design. Hmm? Inside this design now, let's say I've created a space with this, a storage in this design. Let me go for
All these things, they are not on salary to design.
no, I just want to use the designing to explain.
Because like you know of laptop putting
Explain more.
I don't know maybe let's one of the components
Mm.
of this computer
Yeah.
me I don't know anything about it. So I'm saying this something of putting myself as something I must be familiar with. all the bottles.
One step at a time. For somebody that has not been in the IT field or is not from the IT field, that's how it would be one step at a time. If how many days have you been here? 4 days. If in 4 days you know what you know small now, can imagine what 6 months will be, then 1 year. So now this, let's assume that this is a space, a storage space. And I want to share it into lines. Hmm. Where is it? Rearrange. Rearrange. And find the second. Can you see any blocks? Yes. Can see the blocks now, right? When you when you store something inside a storage like this, it goes to one of those small blocks and then gives you a pointer. This is where I am. If that pointer deletes, the reason why you can never find or it will be impossible for you to find it is because of, just watch. Now this is the storage. Okay, let's uh, let's put something inside this storage. Let's put something inside this storage. Let's paint it red. This is your storage. Now, if you delete the pointer to this thing, you're going to minimize this storage so that you will check whether you'll be able to see where this thing is. Just be watching. I'll minimize it. Now this is the whole storage. This is the whole storage. So tell me, how will you be able to find that stuff? It's impossible, but inside here, very, very difficult. So finding this storage will prove very, very difficult. But with that address, the computer will go straight. And zoom in well. Go and find where it is. In fact, even now, I can't find it again. Because there is no address to where I kept it. I don't know whether you understand what is happening. That is how storage works. I can't find where we put that in. You don't lose. Is with address. If address leaves, that is why I was telling you, when you are doing your CD, if you miss the address by one capital letter, you no go find which you look for. See how all these things are connecting. Address is very, very important. If the address of the computer that attacked you is 192.168.8 and something cleans that 8, you will find and file. You will now start guessing. So you have to check from 1 to 255 to know which IP address belongs to that person. So address is very, very important both in network and in storage. You see now we can't find this guy. Can't find it. Machine. There are some technologies that when I submit this, what's it called? Image now, this storage to them now, when they blow it out, if my screen is as big as this whole place now, and I zoom in, I'll be able to see more. Yes, every storage has address.
Now we can find that storage. We'll copy the address in
that is where the challenge is. If you don't know the address, you will lose your way. But if you know the address and give it to the computer might be able to see whether it will trace it. That is when you look at everything in your computer has an address. This one, if you change this C to D, you won't find your local disk again.
This open bracket and close bracket, these are the address.
Address now, when you go to properties, control, permissions, administration, output name, C, yes, address, C.slash. That's the name. So if you try whatever you do and change this name, this thing will disappear. You won't find it again. So when you come to your pictures and do, let me rename this thing to ASA, and delete it. What actually happens is that it's still here, but the address has been wiped off. Now, I will go to recycle bin because that's where it will enter now, and go and look for it. If If I go to recycle bin and go and remove the address from there too, na im be say you no fit find am again inside your computer, but it is still in your computer. So this is the recycle bin, and you see the address. C, users, SP, pictures, properties, ASA, and the properties. If I do restore, it will relink it back to that place so that you can be able to see it. But if I say delete, what I'm saying is I don't want this address to be known. So delete this address. Once you delete the address, you can't find where it is in your computer again. It will just go to one storage account, one space, and go there and the rest. And so it be. And person will not know. Person will not know the industry. No go know. No go know.
That's why it's important when you are handling any confidential issue. It's what you practice that you
Make sure you take the necessary procedures to do it. Can imagine how many cell blocks that are inside this image that we have. That is how storage is. You go look for an tire. So those technologies, their work is to blow out, expand the storage, and find out where it is. Even some files itself has a settings that you just setting that will make them hidden, so that even if you still come and find them, yes, you will find them. I was even thinking if we kept it somewhere around the middle. It was a random space we just chose. And we put it and we already the name. If I change the color to, let me see. If I change the color, since that one we gave you red now, the storage we gave you red. So if I change this color to white, will it be able to help us pinpoint where it is? Very hard, man. Very, very hard. That's so storage view. So you end up looking for something, you won't find it because you've lost the address. That's why when people lose their like phone address like this. Either you pay people that have the technology to find it, or you just forget it. It's only by grace that you can find it. Okay, the lesson has been passed out. Now, types of access control in cybersecurity. So, stop with one. Wait, one back. You reach 99% of those poor. What's in your mind? Go corrupt. Reach 99% of this and corrupt. What was in your mind when you were
you don't use that manager.
That money, yes, I was trying to paste the link there. You didn't want to connect the link.
How to spell
You know, good. Most of these products, when they come out new, yes, they'll be working well, but once
looking at good pattern.
as in and the couple one is copy and so types of access control. We have a discretionary access control. Short form is what? DAC. We have mandatory access control. Please, file manager, just do it quick and clean before network restarts. Yes, go ahead. No, that's my page. Me and my wife. What's it called? Good evening. We created the page to be sending message to ourselves. So, discretionary access control. You need to know when they say discretionary access control, what do they mean? It's very simple. Put it on Google. You will see it. Because now it's access control that is based on your discretion. The second one is mandatory access control. Very important. This one is mandatory. Now, mark. This mark always goes with what we call object. Wherever you see mark controls, it always goes with objects. Please, at the end of each class, when you do your summary, ensure that any of these little things ChatGPT breaks it down for you. Why I wouldn't spend my time in it is you can always get those ones outside there. But the real ones, the ones that are not obtainable outside, are the ones I will spend time to explain and we'll talk about them. If it is for something you will just check on Google and it will show you those ones, I will let you to do those ones. So, The next one is what? Role-based. Of course, from the name, you see that this access control, you are giving the access based on the role you are occupying in the company. Explain that one. Then attributes, yeah. Then attribute-based access control. This one based on the attributes they give you in the company. So we now see number 6 is what? Input validation. So input validation is the process of checking and verifying that the data entered by a user is valid and safe before the system accepts or processes it. Input validation. It's not everything that you just send to the system. The system will just swallow. Yeah. It needs to verify it. Then what is network? Okay, no, the next one is what? What is IP address? So an IP address is a unique numerical identifier assigned to what? You see, my wife is asking, this is for who? I say we're using it to teach. So it is a unique numerical identifier assigned to a device, a unique one, connected to a network, such as the internet, and it allows devices to identify and communicate with each other. Then Nmap. What did you say Nmap is? What is it used for? Majorly for scanning. Yeah, when you scan, you can find so many other stuff that are happening in the network. So the next one is what? Network port. No, the next one is network port. Yes, yes. So what is port? Meanwhile, port is our topic today. So that's why I wanted to go through your assignment because I told you to do read up about port. But unfortunately, Uncle did not read up about port. Uncle, did you read? You only did the assignment. Read it again slow. Mhm. Endpoints, door. Endpoint is access, the thing that gives access. It's like door. So port is a logical door. Logical, they mean is like digital, it's not physical. Continue with digital endpoint. Now, why they use logical is due to its actions. The action it does, it takes, it is, it has a bit reasoning of its own. It can decide to do this or do this or do this. So it's logic based on logic. Yes. So a network is a logical endpoint on a computer or a network device. Ports allow different applications and services to send and receive over a network. Yeah. What are network port types and registered ports? So, we also have dynamic and private ephemeral ports. The well-known ports are 0 to 1023, registered ports 10 to the 4915. Then, yes. So now, if this is a house, hmm, this is a door, this is a window, and let's say it is two-story. When you look at this building now, how many endpoints can you see? How many gateways, doorways can you see? Can you identify in this house? This one is gates. Four. Which one is which one? The gates, one. Okay, that's just call it one gate, one gate. Okay. Two doors, that's three. Specifically from windows sometimes. Sometimes, depending on the kind of window, they can break in from there. So you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and what? 7. Let's say where worst case scenario, let's say flow from inflow from roof enter the house. Now which I mean. Break the roof from the roof, enter inside the house to steal. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, then the roof 8. Depending on how the wall is. Yeah. So now this is a house, and we can count like 8 or more entry points. Yeah. For a network device like a router, how many entry points do you think exist in a network device? Like that your small router you have, or a bigger one. One, you're going to guess 5 times. The first one you say 1, guess again. 2. Okay, you guess 2, remaining 3 times. The first one you said is how many? 1. Second one you said is 3. Third one. Just anything your mind tell you. Just okay. 7. Okay, you have one more option. Wait, before you choose again. If you get the answer, you win $100. So before you choose your last number, think very well. Okay. Remember, I always tell you that understanding is very, very key, especially in this industry. What is an endpoint in POTS? A computer network in computer networking. Remember, I told you what we're doing is we are learning networking people's stuff. Right? In computer networking, a port is a logical communication endpoint used by operating systems to direct data to specific applications. While an IP address finds the correct device on a network, IP address is to find the device. Once the device has been found, a port number identifies the exact software meant to process the incoming data. You want to call somebody on the phone, IP address will find the person's phone, then port number will ring the GSM side. It will not go and open image, it will ring the GSM side for the person. So the person will know that okay, call is coming. Without port numbers, when somebody call, maybe when the call come in, your what's it called? Your music app might just come up. You're like, why is my music app coming up? Because that call missed the road. It was supposed to go to your calls both side of the phone and ring so that you know that somebody is calling you. But when it misses this road, you will not know what is happening. So ports will direct that call to the phone side, the phone calling side, and it will ring so that you know that it is a call that is coming. That is the jobs of ports. They are logical endpoints. That's why it's telling you here that it's supposed to make this. Why is it? Did I accidentally click something? That is why it's saying an IP address finds the correct device on the network. You understand this one? Because IP address distinguishes one device from the other. So you want to send a message to device 8, but you want to tell device 8, please pick up your phone and calling you. So IP address will go and find device 8 in the network. That is his job. To tell you, okay, this is the address of device 8. Now, once that address has been found, the port number will be in charge of finding the exact software or service like web browser or email or phone calling that is meant to process that incoming data. So the IP address finds the device, while the port finds the exact application that is needed to do that job. It makes sense more. The router gives addresses to devices. Yes. IP address. Good.
Now, for you to connect to the entire internet, you need to browser.
For it, those things you call internet are applications. You call them applications. Website is an application or software. Websites, your call, your music app, your everything that is. That's why it's called an app. So when you want to go to your bank app, when you press your bank app and it opens music app, that means the port number that is supposed to do that job will do that. You will do another thing. You want to open Bible, and WhatsApp is opening. But when you press your OPay and the OPay opens, it means that I want to do OPay, then port number will go and open the software for OPay. It is the port number that goes that message to the exact application. You understand me? So somebody sends you money and it needs to hit your account. Address will be required to find your account. Once your account has been found, then port numbers will ensure that it does not miss the person that, and it does not go into another person, it goes into your bank app. Exactly. Go to your bank app. Those port numbers are so many because there are so many things happening in your device or in your network device at every given second. So many things are happening. That's why in your laptop there are things called, you can have press Control Alternate Delete. There are so many processes that are running in the background even without you knowing. Control Alternate Delete. Yes, just type it, it will come up in front of other ones. Control Alternate and Delete. Now go to Task Manager. Expand it. These are processes running on your system 247. Most of them you cannot even see them. You don't even know what they are doing. The ones you can really know what they're doing are these ones they are using. They are using a Microsoft, they are using Kali Linux, they are using a virtual box. Those ones will be on top. But there are things we call background processes. They are running day and night on the laptop and on every network device. They are running. They are running. Some of them are chopping your data, some of them are chopping your internet, some of them are chopping your space. Some of them are using your RAM. They are the makeup of the system. They are what is keeping the system running. He said, you don't like this man. May they enter, may they enter. So, port numbers identifies the exact software needed for that job. Yeah, yeah. So that is what port does. And like I said, they plenty because there are things to be done. Yeah. Yeah, how many of them? So I'm coming. There are some of them that are fixed for a particular job. Those are the ones we call well-known ports. They fix them. They say, your job is to ensure that this particular software is being used. So they have fixed job. There are many, their job is not fixed. If they finish going for this message, another application, another stuff can carry them to another thing. Another message can be sent. It can be just the system will not be sending them here and up and down. So they don't have specific job. Why there are some that have specific job? from 0 to 1, 10, and 10, 23. So you would have won $100 if you had gotten the answer. The answer, open your Kali. Let's practicalize the answer. How many ports are available in a network device? You've opened it, right? Okay. In your terminal, run. Meanwhile, what is your IP address? Run. How do you check your IP address? Config. Now that is for people that are beginning. Your level don't they go up. Now watch how I do my own. Host name dash capital letter I. It will just give me my IP address without every other noise, every other explanation. It will just bring that my IP address. So type hostname space capital letter I. Don't sleep long. Okay. I said, baby, don't sleep long. What is the address? What is 192.168.22.19? So, she said level down the group. If you want to now find a class, you now do that IF config. If you bring that full address, then show you if it show you the subnet mask. Remember, it's the subnet mask that will let you know which class your address is. When you look at an address, you might not know. But with the subnet mask, you now know which class it is. Are you there? Hmm? What's the how we calculated how many sections the network has? No, the network, IP address has 4 floors, 8888. Okay. Now, network has its own side where you cannot put anything, while the host has one side where you can put. So, in this your subnet mask, how many sides does the network have? three updates are for the network, while the host is remaining with one. So if the software map is only two sides for network and two sides remaining for the host, you know it is a class B because 8 plus 8 is 16. Don't forget that arrangement. Always put it in your mind. So we are on a mission to find out how many ports are available in any network device. So let's use this command. This is a scanning command. And we are going to scan I will scan my IP address to scan your own. So the scan we are going to do will perform a port to do like a scanning, a port scan to let us know. Yeah, go ahead. Go and really. That's what I went to do. Okay, you're back, right? So we are going to use a scanning method to check. We are going to scan a network device. In this time around, I'm scanning my Kali. You are scanning your NAT Kali. The Kali is a network device. Your system is a network device. Your router is a network device. The same scanning works for anything connectable to the internet. Nmap slash P dash 192.168.8.120. This is my IP address. So when I press enter, watch. It searched the whole port that is inside this my IP address. Now let's look at the results. This is a Nmap scan report for 192.168.8.120, right? Tell that the host is up, okay, meaning they are alive. The system is alive. Not shown the ones that it did not find 65,533. 65,533. And they are closed. If they are closed, that means something that is closed can still be what? And good. That means if they are closed, then something can be open. And they are TCP ports. Then it now gives result of the ones that it found that are open. Port, their state, and the services they are running. So he said that it found port 22. and it is what? Open. And it is running a service SSH. There are some ports that their service will be Microsoft stuff. There are some ports that their services will be finding them phone numbers. So the second port he found was port number 8834, also TCP, and the state is what? Open. And see, this one is running a service that I don't even know. I don't know what it is. So at the end, when you calculate the closed plus the open, total will be how many? 65533 plus 2. 5533. Yes, plus 2 is what? Just 2. It's just 2 that we found that is open. The port number is 22. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good. That is the total number of ports that are in a network device. Comes out in the exam. 65,535. When I asked you how many did you say? 1, 3, 5. 65,500. Yeah, say it's more joke. Yeah. SSH is like a remote desktop protocol. I use it to connect remotely to systems. That is what the job is. It's for remote connection. They found that it is open. No, it is not. SSH is just to give me access to connect to a device that I am not there in. You know, yesterday we asked what if you are not around and you want to do it? SSH can be used as a connection from wherever you are to where that thing you want to monitor is. Exactly. That is the job of SSH. So they found that this scan found out that SSH is open. And true, it is open. I am connecting to that server. And I do not run a wire into here. So I use SSH. You scan your own and you find how many that is open. Then you know how many that is closed. To also confirm the total number of ports. Starting Nmap, no targets. So why didn't you put your IP address? What we are doing, look at what I did. I scan my Kali Linux IP address to find how many ports is open or there is inside my Kali Linux. Good. Is that your IP address? Is that your Kali? I thought I saw something longer than this. Hostname. Oh yeah, wrong. I confused. Let me see what to do that. Okay. Let's go. Internet address now. 192.168.2.19. When I told you to do hostname, only it brought out just 120. I do the hostname again. This thing should be larger than this. Expand. You can also increase this font. It's too small for you. You want to increase it more? Go to view. We are looking for preference. Okay. This one okay. Yeah. I do the host name. No, just one. So that thing you did off might have been a mistake. Scroll up. Use to stamina. So you use small letter. in this tech world, any mistake will take it another place. Carry going on. So now run that Nmap scan with your IP address of this your Kali. It's running. It does not finish scanning. When it finishes scanning, it will summarize for you and bring that the red, telling you that I'm done. So it's still running. See, once it's finished, it will now bring you back to where you can start typing. See my own. After running, you will still come back to where you can start typing. So to tell you that I'm finished too. But once it is not yet done, it will not bring out a new header for you. Allow it, let it finish running. Yeah. Okay. So while it is running, look at the screen. We discussed about ports. Yeah, there are differences between port and IP address. Then when I said, okay, we have well-known ports, which is 0 to 10, 3. Then we have registered ports, which is 10, 24, 24, 9. In fact, as you go on in the industry, there are some number of ports you should cram. You might not just cram them, but you might have to meet them or work with them. And you will now start, okay, when you look at this port number, you say, I know what this port number does. For example, now that 22 that I said is for remote connection. Because anywhere you see port 22 is for remote connection. RDP2 has its own button, but you still see it now. So your classwork was detailed. In fact, it captured almost everything that is that we're about to talk about today. Here is the material. Good. So I'm going to use speed and go through it. We've done 1 hour plus. Just allow your stuff to scan. You know, you gave no, my own was fine. You are not connecting to a router, you are using your phone for hotspot. Why haven't you even, what happened to that small? The battery. Don't worry, when we're going at night, you join because I want to go and buy mouse. You just go there and get it working if they have that kind of battery. So, in the concept of cybersecurity and networking, ports are what? Crucial points of communication. Ports are crucial points of communication for devices on a network. So, understanding ports and why we should scan them is important. It's essential for both you that is defending and conducting penetration testing. It's also important for the hacker or the threat actor. Because now when you know wetin dey, now you go know how you go carry go. You don't know wetin dey inside that place. You can you have to know this house, how many doors will you get, how many windows will you get, where be my escape point in case I won't run. You understand that kind of stuff? So if you just enter somebody's house blindly like that, you go lost. If they pursue you, you go lost. You don't know as you carry come out. So scanning point will also help you to know who is a stranger in your house. When you scan your house and find out that your backyard door, your back door will always lock, they open. You ask question: who opened the backyard door? You ask. And if everybody for your house say no, you know, then you go say something wrong. So, Abina. So when you now go there, you now find out that your generator way back there. You don't there again. Bag of rice waiting for your store. You know there again. That's why you go say things don't really come. That is why scanning ports is very, very important. So let's break it down. A port is a logical endpoint in a network communication that allows devices to connect to specific services running on a system. Example, web server, email server, your laptop, blah, 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 blah. So when two devices communicate over the internet or local network, they send data to each other using IP address. Remember? But for that data to reach the correct application or service, that communication is directed to a specific port number. Well understood. So types of ports. We have TCP ports. Remember that the scanning, we say that like this 22 now is a TCP port. You see it. They'll just highlight it. This 8834 is a TCP port. Okay. So we have TCP ports. What are TCP ports? TCP stands for Transmission Control Protocol. When we use them? We use them when we need speed, when we need reliability, when we need to do something that's connection oriented. anything we could need speed. That's when we use TCP. Sorry, anything that needs reliability, it might not run with speed, but we want it to be authentic. When we want to access authentic stuff. For example, when you're browsing, you need to get authentic information from browsing. But when you're watching video, you care that that video you're watching online, no the lag. If you're there for YouTube, no one make you dey watch, you come dey load again. Before you come dey load again. You want me you just stream and straight. For those kind of streaming services, the ports that are being used is called UDP port. User Datagram Protocol ports. The first one, which is TCP, is for reliable connections, connection-oriented communications. They are not as fast as UDP ports. The kind of services that can use TCP, you might see HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, HTTP, all these things, you're going to find out their full meaning and what they are used for. So when you're doing your summary, you write them down, you find out what does HTTP mean and what is it used for. What does HTTPS mean and what is it used for. So UDP is used for connectionless services. It is used for faster, less reliable communication. Where the internet is coming from, no to concern you. Wetin you want to make that movie no crack. When you no load, when you dey watch am. It's a streaming ball match. You no wan make ball come hang when Messi wan go, when they wan come score goal. When network come go, they don already score like 2 goals. E dey bend. So for things that are very fast like that, the ports that accommodate those kind of things are UDP ports. So in the exam, they might ask you which ports are used for fast communication. Just tell them UDP ports, user datagram protocol ports. For the ones they say which ports are used for connection-oriented, reliable services, say it's TCP ports. That's not a proper tool for cybersecurity testing. So leave it. has okay. So leave them. Port numbers. Say ports are represented by what? Numbers ranging from 0 to 65535. That's the total number of ports that can be in a network device, regardless of the size of the network device, whether it's a small Wi-Fi or a big laptop. Well-known ports are from 0 to 1023. They are reserved for system services. Example, HTTP uses for what? That SSH. SIEM, that's one of the ports you should just have in your head. Or you copy them from the material. Let's stay back. Ephemeral ports running 49152 from when you remove 1023 from 65535, the remaining ones are ephemeral ports. They are usually dynamically assigned, meaning they can be used for anything. Yeah. They are not reserved. That's by English here. They are not reserved. So why are ports important in cybersecurity? Just like we explained with the house. Ports are critical because they define what services are available for external devices to be connected to. Each service listings on a specific port, and open ports can potentially become, do you agree? Open doors that are open in your house can potentially become entry points for thief to enter your house. Just like the man who scanning house, what is saying back here.
Why?
Transcription. He enter.
They said because you say each service and open port. Okay, and open port. Essentially because okay, I understand that.
Grab now. He enter.
This kind of
Yes.
means public.
Yes. Anybody can see. So this one finished. So this one says Nmap scan report for this. Post is of all 1,000 scan ports on this is not state, not shown 1,236 ports. So it did a scan on only 1,000 and not the full 65 factors. That's why 1,000 took this time. 65,535. What is that? Question: why did my own run very fast? And I'm yes, yes.
Why did you say I mean,
The difference is in the code. I didn't put the key. I just did Nmap IP address. Here we are doing Nmap. This code is telling it to run the entire, yes, the entire 65,535. Okay. So open ports can potentially become entry points. Narrow the concept. Then, key reasons for port scanning. Service enumeration. Service enumeration actually means to know which service they run. Just English. Service enumeration. By scanning open ports, you can discover which services are running on a device. Just like we scanned my own and we found SSH running. Yeah. Some people, they will find their own, they will find other services that are running. Say this is the first step for attackers or security testers to understand what they are dealing with. Yeah. You have to make the other OT first before you do anything you want to do. Don't worry, mom is fine, yeah? Until you just come and carry it. Identifying vulnerabilities is another key reason for port scanning. Each service running on a port may have vulnerabilities. You see, vulnerabilities does not just exist in devices, it also exists in services. Oh, she hungry now. So identifying vulnerabilities. Each services running on a port does what may have known vulnerabilities. The word known, there are some vulnerabilities that are not known. When you meet the ones that are not known, don't be for you. You go battle and small before you fix them. But if it's those that are known, you can go to threat intelligence platforms and find out their tactics, the way they do their operations, and know how to handle them. So scanning allows you to do what? To identify weak points where we are. Yes. Scanning allows you to really.
Okay, scanning allows you to identify potential
Yeah. For example, Brute force. Explain. What does it mean?
The public, public, the public that is not,
So explain. What did you get from this?
let's say,
Mommy is
local SSH that is not being or task.
coming. Or close. There is no close.
For you to okay, can you make
Password attack. Do you know what brute force password attack is? Guessing password. Using the technology to guess password very fast. Exactly. Done this morning, yeah? So when this kind of port is open without security, people can guess passwords quickly. They will use technology and guessing password. That is what we call brute force password attack. There is a very funny kind of attack that also happens. It is called DDoS. D. It was on your book now. DD. Distributed. Now, let me explain to you what it does. This is your canteen. You can serve 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people at a time. Somebody that wants to attack you with DDoS will send 500 people into your canteen. What do you think will happen?
you can't size it.
You can't, and your service will go down. So you overpower the customers. Many services at a time. Doesn't answer. Are you open from Your system will go down one time. Funny enough, it's not necessarily going to be a virus, it's just over service, overfeeding you. Now you will not just give up. Because one, no free work again. Everywhere. Hey, madam, give me food, madam, give me food. Madam, you don't take what I say, madam. Okay, madam, begin I won't make I die. Yeah, that's how it works. They will just send. Okay, now watch. Um, yes. Oh, it's virus. No, a threat actor is just someone who is claiming to be smarter than you. Some of them are actually very smart. For example, there's something we call file bomb. File bomb. Yes. File bomb. Like bomb, normal bomb. So someone sends you a file of, let's say, 3 megabytes. Let's say 3 megabytes no plenty. And maybe not just normal picture size. You will just click open. When you click open in your phone, you know, even if you try, From now till next year, you no go gree. You like press off, no go gree off. Phone don hang. You say, omo, this person don hack my phone. What actually happened? And you receive a file from what is happening between. Let me show you what is happening there. This single image that is 3 megabytes was compressed. Now the person got 10 gig of file, compressing it to 1 megabyte. The person compressed 10 gig to 1 megabyte. Eh? Let's say he compressed them to 500 kilobytes. 500 kb, just small. Yeah. He compressed 10 gig into 500, then come and get it like 20. So 20, yes. So you are seeing like 200 gig file, and they compress it. After compressing it, maybe it will now come up to 3 megabytes and send it to you as a normal picture. You open now. Once you take open, everything go hang. Five bombs. So now somebody that has a website and say update your profile picture. Now when you put in your profile picture, it goes to the server to go and save, and then it will now reflect on your profile on that website or that particular. So you may imagine somebody, and they will tell you that's why the use is here. The file must be less than 3 or 2 megabytes. Some profile pictures they will tell you. So now, and this person now is smart. He said, okay, I want to play smart. Wicked, you will compress this 100 gig into 2 megabytes picture and send it. Maybe your database receive it. You will hang, make it process 100 gig picture. Meanwhile, the size of the size of the database might just be 10 gig, and you feed it with 100 gig image. You go hang. The website will just hang. It's called Firebomb. So distributed denial of service. They are denying you of service. They will overfeed you. This is things there. How will you come out of it? The first thing you do is to pray to God first. Okay, one of the basic steps you can do is disconnect or isolate that system from other systems. If you're in a company or if you're in an organization, you isolate that system. How do you isolate it? You remove it from the internet that is connecting to other systems so that it will not, if it is a virus, it will not creep into other systems. So once you've isolated it, then you now start finding a way to either delete or format or event. As it stands, what came in is bigger than what it can handle. So if it can expire, you find out whether it can expire. If it cannot expire and it is there to destroy, let it destroy. Some of them have expiring time, maybe after 72 hours or 48 hours, it will just expire. This kind of thing. So, but one of the most best way to do is just disconnect the system from other systems. Whatever happened to it, happen to them.
They say it's the hand. So how do you upgrade the system to disconnect
There is always an admin. Like now, uh, this man. Just watch. Hmm. Z. Two dot one. This is my router. What's it called? So this is the router admin block panel. Attached devices. It will show you, supposed to show you devices that are attached to the network. I have two devices. So if something happens, you can take issues or take actions from the admin side, not just from the system now, because the system cannot help each other. Understand? I have two devices that are connected to the internet. So I can actually choose to either disconnect them from here, or I can reset the password. Once you reset the password, all of them will, yes, will log out. The ones that are good, will give them the new password.
But for either way,
Mhm.
if such file is sent to you, like only the compress the
Mm.
file sent to you. What about this virus code? Can't you just do the email and see if it has or it's only discussed or you don't have any suspicious.
You can if you know now, that is if you are suspecting such a thing now. You understand?
Yeah, I'm
If
just
you're suspecting, and I know to trust this thing with this guy saying, take it to virus total. Now, there's something called sandbox. Yes. So sandbox is a space dedicated for practice. Like anything that you do here will not affect your real system. It's like you can just use it for testing. Is what the sandbox is. So when testing some things, they'll push it to they want to test it inside the sandbox and not in the original system. There are some files that you want to work with. If I advise you don't open it in your system, open it inside the sandbox. So that if anything happens, you just close this application because this application is controlled as externally, not internally. Virus Total should, I don't know, I've not tested. That's why, anyway, that is why they are able to analyze those viruses and let you know, oh, this one has virus. And this one has virus. They must have sandbox where they will test all these things. And when they test it and tell you, don't put head here, this one is not good. So just like if anything happens to any of the Kali, I could just come here and shut them down or anyone or just stop it. Even if the car is hanging, I'll just come from this virtual box and close it. You grab? Yes. So when such a thing happens, there's always a way to go about it. What is sandbox? What is it? You understand that, right? So that is what it means. So let's wrap up quick. Applications are there to assist you. You, as the analyst, will know what you want to do first before applications. Like I told you, it's not just about the tools, it's about understanding. If there is a fire outbreak, a wise or someone who has more understanding will rush to the DB and go and do what? Disconnect the DB, rush to the changeover. Meanwhile, somebody does not have to come with pouring water. You understand gas, the gas catch fire. Someone that has understanding will find wet clothes and cover the gas. The fire will stop, then will not switch it off. Someone that does not have understanding, start pouring water, pouring water, pouring water, pouring water. So in cybersecurity, understanding matters a lot. So you understand the system, what is happening, then you can be able to act rightly. Because if you don't happen, you say it don't happen. The next thing you're going to be doing is to recover as quick as possible and also stop what has happened from spreading. That is why the wise guy will go to the changeover and bam, change over to stop it, remove it from so that maybe the fire set, maybe the thing disconnect, then they will now come and start using maybe fire extinguisher to stop the one with the okay. Kali Linus is a sandbox. Yes. Also, you can build like now. If you check my Kali Linus, I have this here is also I can use this one as a sandbox because I use it to access viruses. It's called Flameware. So you can set up applications for basically for testing purposes. If anything goes wrong here, you just come back here on your this and just close that one and reinstall new Kali, and it will not affect your main system. Hmm. So key reasons for port scanning. That's what we are in. We saw that it can be easy to identify vulnerabilities. Yeah. Attack surface management. If a device has too many open ports, if a house has too many doors, it increases the potential ways an attacker could exploit it. True of us. Yeah. So limiting the number of open ports reduces the attack surface. Also, for compliance and hardening sake, organizations often need to obey compliance. So compliance with regulation bodies will always tell them, please protect users this one, do these steps, or do these steps. So for compliance sake, you'll be able to do all those things to ensure that maybe you not gonna get issue. Because one thing is if you are saving, let's say we are running a mini bank or a POS bank or something, or get some people come and look your app, they train with your app, and your company gets hacked. Apart from your company gets hacked and you losing money from the hacker, the regulatory body, the data regulatory body, come and sue you, not just sue you, fine you if they check that and they see that you don't follow regulatory processes, regulations. If you are not up to date, all those policies, if you don't keep them, they'll still fine you. So if your app is supposed to have a kind of security, you don't put that security in place and anything happens, they will fine you on top of the losses that you don't do. And those findings are really good. Companies can be fined 500 million, some 1 billion, or some they are total what they've done in a year. Gets that costly. Let's check recent recent data breaches and fines in Nigeria. You know, when people can be in a country and the only thing that they will be seeing or be interested in is entertainment, they don't know that other things are suffering. Deep things are happening. Let me shock you. One of the reasons why entertainment industry is growing is that they don't want many people to know other things that are happening. You need to keep people distracted. That's why you see, big in Nigeria, they go sponsor and they go wide, they go far, gossip, all those things. Meanwhile, if we correct things, they suck behind. Even though they say you decided to learn cybersecurity, all this is you will still stay. People will still stay, they don't know it. Meanwhile, this is just beginners. You can imagine how advanced we look like if everything we've been talking about is still under beginners. So Nigeria's data privacy landscape has seen aggressive enforcement and massive penalties under the Nigeria Data Protection Act. Key incidents. This is Facebook. The Nigerian Data Protection Commission previously issued a fine for Facebook $32 million for mishandling the data of 60 million Nigerians, alongside 220 million FCCPC fine for consumer and privacy violations. Here is the twist. If Facebook violates your data and makes 300 million, Baba, I go gladly pay 32 million fine. You see the dark side of it. Let me come again. If Facebook violates people's data and makes $300 million, what is 32 million fine? We no go pay because he's still on profit. Business is fun. Yeah, they are supposed to pay it to government. You remember what you said the other time when we are analyzing the hotel people? You said that even the hotel people can still be looking into people's stuff. Now, in this scenario, Facebook might willingly be selling people's data, knowing that they are going to be fined, but how much is the fine compared to how much they are going to get? Things they solve, my brother. So, allegedly, I am saying that things like this do happen. Because you would have said, if Facebook, why don't they block that person that use Facebook and scam me? That person that use Facebook and scam me. Is it not from the Facebook that they use and scam me? The business is more than what they are actually pay. Multi-choice was also fined 766 million for breaching subscriber privacy and transferring personal data across borders illegally. You know multi-choice now. Recent 2026 investigations, the NDPC has opened fresh investigations into data handling practices across major entities, including Remita and Sterling Bank. So, it dey happen. Yes, I will. Yeah. how you make money is that you either work for the company or you build your own company. You either work for those companies, either to secure. Yes, of course, and there are so many companies that are looking for. They would rather employ someone to help them stay safe than pay that kind of fee. There are smaller businesses that they don't have the capacity to pay those kind of fees, so they have to employ security personnel. That is why cybersecurity jobs are coming out. So what happens when you scan ports? When you scan a device for open ports, you are probing that device to see which ports are open or closed or filtered. There are three states it can be. It's either it can be open or closed or filtered. Remember when we did the scanning? So we saw this one is open. We saw the ones that are closed. If we have scanned more, there are some that will be filtered. Filtered actually means you don't know whether it's closed or open. And yes, why it is like that is that sometimes VPN or firewall can block you from knowing if it is open or closed. So the service on that port, when it is open, it means that the services on that port is running and reachable. Example, if port 22 is open, a service like SSH is available and you could potentially connect via an SSH client. If it is closed, no service is listening to that port. That port is visible, but nothing is responding. If it is filtered, the port is being blocked by a firewall or security mechanism, meaning you cannot tell whether the port is open or closed. Run and use the file download. I want to install Kali in this system. Okay, why you should scan ports, just like we say. Scanning ports is useful for both attackers and defenders. As a defender, you use it to discover weaknesses. Regular port scan help you identify potentially open and unnecessary ports that could be vulnerable. For example, a forgotten service running on port 21 could expose sensitive data. Prevent unauthorized access. By identifying open ports, you can configure firewalls to close them or restrict access, minimizing potential attacks. Also, you can do your monitor changes to monitor who opens door and who closes door. If new ports suddenly open up, it could be a sign of what? Unauthorized changes. Yeah, or malware entering and running on your system. These are why you should scan ports. Check whether that one don't finish. It's still there. Yeah, finish. Yeah. After you might close it up. May not be say 65,500 something big person. So as an attacker, why it is good to scan as an attacker or a pen tester? Use it to find entry points. You also use it for fingerprinting a system. Fingerprinting a system means to mark your territory. Yeah, by identifying open ports and services, attackers can figure out which operating system and software that are running on that system, helping, yeah, so information gathering. So here are example of common ports you should carry in your head. Port 22 SSH. It could allow unauthorized remote access if weak passwords are used. Port 80 HTTP. Web servers can have vulnerabilities. Example, outdated web apps. Port 443 HTTPS. Yes. Read the other ones. Which side are you? 443. 443, okay.
No, 445.
445, okay. SMB.
Using many network services, vulnerable to attack like eternal blue, port 3306 MySQL database service could expose sensitive data if misconfigured. Port 53 DNS could be vulnerable to DNS spoofing
Or amplification attacks. Sorry. You see 3389. That remote desktop protocol. A frequent target for brute force attacks. So it's just like almost like SSH for remote desktop. So how to use port scanning defensively? You run scans regularly to detect open ports that shouldn't be accessible. You close unnecessary ports. If you check that, you see that since they are big, 5,000 something, you have to be running and checking any ones that just squeeze yourself and open yourself or something like that. So you disable services that you are not using. You use firewalls also to block access to ports except for trusted IPs or networks. Monitoring you monitor for unexpected changes in open ports as part of your security posture. Conclusion: ports are the gateways through which services communicate over a network. So scanning them allows you to identify which services are running, discover potential vulnerabilities, and reduce your attack surface by closing or securing exposed ports. In cybersecurity, port scanning is one of the most fundamental steps in network reconnaissance, penetration testing, and securing networks. Some people, reconnaissance is finding information. Let's say
model name for oh, this stuff is off. It's alright. So, like I said, is finding information. Yes. So we've come to the end of the class. The remaining material is just extra jar that I put for people in case they want to read more. We've done 2 hours plus. That's interesting. So how is this class?